Hey, it's Pierce here with another analytics tip. This time I wanted to share some thoughts on data silos, what a lot of marketers get into, especially in this space. I don't know why, but I recently saw a stat that 61% of marketers don't have access to the data they need. And this is a direct result of these data silos. And I think the reason that it happens is that marketers, we want to have these results really quickly. We want to get some basic metrics or things set up really quickly. So we sign up with vendors, and we get a vendor for your digital analytics, maybe a vendor for your email, a vendor for social. You maybe going through several different social channels, right? Each one of these becomes a separate data silo, and the only data you can get is typically some high-level kind of top-line views into your results. Now, when you start to ask the real questions and getting down to why, and you don't have the information that you need, or when you start looking at customer interaction or customer value, you won't be able to have the data you need because a lot of these tools, maybe they don't have export functionality, or you can just get some really basic top-line information. This isn't to say that if you have these tools, these vendors already set up, that you're stuck, right? The way to solve this data isolation problem is to start thinking of them as how you want to connect them. So when we're working with clients, a lot of times we start with what's your most important piece of data. So maybe that's data about e-commerce, maybe that's social interactions, maybe that's a video provider, right? So we start with that and just take that one data source and say, how can we get that data out? Maybe we need to re-implement. In a case of Google Analytics, maybe we need to re-implement through a segment or re-implement through another tool that will allow us to extract that data into our own database as well as send the data into Google Analytics. If we're looking at a service like YouTube or maybe MailChimp, well, they have very rich APIs that we don't have to change anything. We just need to go and start a program and define how we're going to get that data out of those services and capture it ourselves. Also, now you don't need to worry about having everything be in like a data warehouse, having everything be in one consistent form with a rigid architecture. There's this concept of data lakes, which is something you may hear about quite often. And that's just the idea. We can drag a bunch of different data sources. Maybe some are document-based or NoSQL. Maybe some are relational data. Different databases can all exist in this one environment. And that can be a great start to enabling your company and your business to have the data it needs. And approach it iteratively. Don't be afraid to take one piece at a time and gradually grow the data you're getting. Also important that you get the data you need first and then identify gaps, so that if you, let's say you're getting your Google Analytics data and you want to tie it to social interactions, well, you can definitely do that, but we need to have some planning about how we're going to identify people across these different tools and systems, and that's usually a secondary step from getting access to the data. Something that takes a little bit more planning and a little bit more work to identify, but definitely possible. So just a few quick tips on data isolation and data silos and how you as a marketer can get access to the data that you need to make the right decisions. Cheers, Pierce out.